Okay, yeah, 10. This is the next lesson following on from last lesson's fair trade and the effects of fair trade on India. First of all, can I just say great efforts with the last task. Well done, and thanks for all of the emails, those of you that have submitted the work. We do realise that there was an unprecedented demand on Doddle yesterday, and they're doing the best to rectify that situation. But can I just remind you and reiterate that the work needs to be attempted. I am keeping a record at this end of the work that's been emailed to me. All I'm asking at the moment is for you to photograph your work when it's been done and then send it to me via your school email address. And let's not forget also, I'm recording this on Tuesday, let's not forget that the Prime Minister was very clear yesterday that people shouldn't be going out except for the exercise and the urgent shopping. Spend your time wisely. Get the work done now. It's done. It's out of the way. It keeps your brain ticking over. It's good for your mental health. So make sure, please, that we get this done. If you haven't yet submitted the previous work, please do so as soon as possible. When I have a proper tally up, I will send it out again to those who haven't yet submitted the work. Anyway, so today's work is the effects of economic development on the quality of life of the population with regards to India. So we're going to understand the challenges India faces, how its role is changing, and the effects that these changes will have on the quality of life. It is unfortunately a little bit textbooky based today, but again, I'd like you to process the information by making the notes yourselves. Okay, and even if you have any additional spare time, maybe having a little bit of a look and doing a bit of wider reading to try to develop the points a little bit more. I have sent you out this textbook extract, and task 1 is to read the attached textbook extract and to construct a spider diagram entitled The Challenges Ahead, which is the first section of this page. I'd split it personally into 4, talking about infrastructure, water resources, education and poverty, but I would try to develop those points. So just simply put in education, and far too people have a good education. Develop it a little bit more. Tell us what the impacts and the problems that would lead to. Okay, now that that's done, the next task is again read the textbook extract and construct a spider diagram entitled What are the Causes of India's Problems? And that's on the bottom part of this, the left-hand page, the page 80. So remember back to things like the multiplier effect and the raising of capital. Remember back to things like the fact that aid is required. Remember back and bring in maybe things like not fair trade, multinational corporations. That was the one I was looking for, transnational corporations. So you can bring those ideas in as well. Finally, from that textbook extract, the second page, the right-hand page, what I'd like you to do there, read the extract and construct a table detailing how India's role is likely to change, both regionally, i.e. within Asia, and globally in the future. And some projections there have been made. The final thing then, and this is the thing that's hopefully going to get us to hit our objective, I've come up with a question. It's not necessarily like a 9-mark question, and I'm not going to give it a mark score, but obviously with it being with it being me, then I'm expecting a lot of effort in this and I'm expecting development. The question is, there's a statement there, the rich will get richer, but the poor will get poorer. The question is, how much do you agree that this will be the effect of economic development on the future quality of life in India? I would ask you to structure your answer to this the way that I've structured it here using the green boxes. This is my basic, typical sort of essay planning thing. So the first bit at the top, the introduction, what do you think will happen to the overall economic development of India as a country, refer to the size of the economy and what will happen to key indicators that we've looked at previously, such as GNI and GNI per capita, and so on. Next, this section here, these are all points that are going to talk about the people, the groups of people who are most likely to benefit. So here it might be the richer, it might be the well-educated, it might be the transnational corporations and so on, but not just naming them, stating why they are the ones that are likely to benefit. On the other side here, which groups of people do you think are least likely to benefit from the developments? And again, why? Now, this shouldn't just be a mirror image from the left-hand side. So we couldn't just talk about the rich here and the poor here, or maybe just talk about the educated and the less well-educated. If you are making reference or cross over the two, you need to make points as to why they are least likely to benefit and how they're actually going to be getting poorer, maybe, while the rich are getting richer. And then the last bit at the end, answer the actual question: how much do you agree that the rich will get richer, but the poor will get poorer? As a way of rounding things off, again, plenary here, one thing that you've learnt today, complete these sentences in your books, one thing that you've learnt today, one thing that you've got a question about, and one thing that you're going to research by next lesson. And the success criteria is that you will email to me spider diagram entitled The Challenges Ahead, spider diagram entitled What are the Causes of India's Problems, the table showing India's changing role both regionally and globally, and your attempt there at answering this question. And again, just lay it out in that plan format. It's just designed really to get you thinking a little bit outside of the box and get you into developing. Again, seeing as we're talking about developing points, be using connectives and sentence starters like this means that, this leads to, etc. Okay, I look forward to having my inbox full and pinging as the day progresses. Stay safe.